Alright, so I made a mistake and deleted my old video. They, gave me a strike, whatever, for saying something about the 2020, what's the name? But, I got an idea. I think everybody should, even if you don't like Twitter, just get on Twitter. Nobody said you got to actually use it. But obviously, what is it called, friend or follow Elon, and everybody like kind of spam them, and tell them, buy YouTube next. Even if the process of him putting in the bid, it'll have to expose their censorship. All this you can't say. What I said doesn't matter if I think it's true. It's an opinion. And okay, yeah, freedom of speech is freedom protection from the government. But YouTube has a monopoly. And I don't know about the younger generations, but kids in the 80s, maybe because I was in New York City, it was still talked about, Ma Bell being broken up, with Con Ed and all that shit. The telephone companies, a monopoly. Basically, it wasn't even in class, they still would talk, because down south, Southern Bell, they were talking about, how AT&T had got broken up, so, but you got corrupt Democrats in power. So, they're not going right now, but after, YouTube need to be broken up, Google, all that shit, they enjoy too much power and shit, and they're obviously politically motivated. Ain't no misinformation. Anybody should be able to say what, and they try to say, well, we're not the government. It's not violation of freedom. It's like it's in the spirit of freedom of speech. That's what we're saying. And that's what Elon Musk said. It's in the spirit of freedom of speech. So it's been a week. The 7 days and my strike is off, so I can start posting again. But I had made one 7 days ago, but I fucked around and deleted it last night. I was just trying to clean up space. But I wasn't even thinking, because it was days old. But anyway, like I said, not just any other big companies that what was that, Pan Am back in the day had to be broken up. You got to break them up. They got a monopoly, and it's even worse because they're trying to influence, whatever. They're doing all types of shit. They're biased. The tech nerds are fucking biased, and that's not American. That's the whole point. Even if they're not the government, it's anti-American. Fuck it. You want the all that. If somebody is supposedly racist, I'm not gonna think you racist. I think he's lame. Seriously, it's like there's no fucking racist nowadays. It's impossible. I don't care if he had a genuine racist dad. It's like he didn't care. Anybody younger than me, I grew up in the 80s. Nobody gave a fuck about. We were kids. All you gave a fuck about was Transformers and whatever else. Most of us didn't even pay attention to sports like that. You had the athlete crowd, but most of us, was more toys and doing shit. We was riding bikes and hanging out and doing bad shit. Yeah, I guess gangster shit. Climbing trees and shit. Going to the store, playing video games, the arcade or the corner store, playing Miss Pac-Man and shit like that. But, so yeah, nowadays, that means he's just a jealous ass, he's just a Democrat. Jealous of other people, period. He probably hates everybody, his white folks, anybody, his relatives, anybody that's doing better than them. That's what a Democrat is. Anyone who wants to be a communist, other countries that don't have even democracy, two parties or a republic, they don't have none of that. It's just basically, like I said, it's like psychology. Like when by the 80s, they had enough examples of serial killers that they were like, you can tell who's gonna grow up to be a serial killer. I just had a stroke of genius a couple of weeks ago, or months ago rather. You're going to be able to tell if your child is going to be a Democrat. Remember, like we always used to say, we had the one guy, if it was his ball and he was losing, he would take it. While the rest of us, we played till we didn't want to play that game no more. Football, stick ball, baseball, we used to play stick ball. whatever. We just play, losing. Let's run, do it again, play again, play again. I'm gonna win this time. Da da da. Then is, let's do something else. I'm tired of this shit. Let's go climb gates, or do something. But they got the one guy who would leave. He gonna grow up to be a Democrat. Don't matter what race he is. I don't know about girls. We didn't hang with little girls when we was little. The few times it was the girls messing, that was, the whole thing is bullshit about little boys out there touching girls, like that bullshit. Girls couldn't keep their hands off you. Well, some of us, yeah, but wasn't for them touching us, we wouldn't have known. And it's always the super pretty ones, the nice hair, don't matter with dark skin and light skin, mixed, Puerto Rican, whatever. It's New York, the main ones couldn't keep their hands off you at nap time. And that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about kindergarten. I ain't even talking about first grade. Yeah, now it's more hitting each other. She hitting you, shit like that. But anyway, the identifiers. Or either, the one guy you might have to tell, some of it, I don't want to play with you, no. We all had, especially kindergarten, motherfuckers you fighting with, but y'all back playing, literally. But then you got the one that you don't want to play with ever again. You don't say that to your homeboys. You never said that, but it's just all of us ain't want to play with it. Don't want to share. The rest of us, is more, maybe your family don't have enough to give you, to bring to school for everybody, the sharing shit. But the rest of us, it didn't matter because, we ain't had no candy to share. You get caught in class and you ain't bring enough to share with everyone. Like, I ain't got none for myself, much less everybody else. Shit. So I never had that problem, but, you got to share. But playing toys, we always, parents share, play together. And usually my friends had more toys than me. I had one homeboy, this nigga had every goddamn, he had the Millennium Falcon, he had the Walker, he had the Land Speeder, he had the X-Wing fighter, he had all that shit. I think maybe I had one or two figures. none of the toys, the vehicles. He even had Chewbacca, by the time Return of the Jedi, he had the Chewbacca with the C-3PO backpack that you could take apart. He had all that shit. Never, no jealousy, no nothing, When I played with him, we outside or whatever in the park. But I never even thought about it till recently. Like, I never was, mad at him or anything. I was happy to get what I got. But, like I said. So anyway, it seemed like all this shit really didn't happen, when my little 7-day strike or whatever. It's just really all the good shit. And there's some good shit, too, happened in the last couple of days. So this is like my triumphant return back to YouTube. But really not for me. It's for everybody. Fucking, I'm finna start another one. I got two subjects I really want to talk about. Fucking Gavin Newsom. That shit funny as hell. But matter of fact, let me start a new one.